Peace. Today I will talk about the basic tapping recipe and how we can use it to calm our stress and overwhelm. I will also be guiding you through a quick tapping meditation to experience this. So let's all take a deep breath together. And the basic tapping recipe starts with number 1, which is identify your issue. You call it the most pressing issue. So what is it that you're stressed or overwhelmed about? Tapping was designed initially to address something difficult, right? So it's about releasing emotional charge, releasing the stress of an emotional charge, or releasing the stress of a situation to relax, to feel better. And tapping can also be used to just enhance positive emotions, which is amazing, and which we will be exploring in the lessons to come. So identify the issue. In this, I have an example of a guy named Bob, and he has 2 long arms, as you can see in the picture. So his issue is that he has 2 long arms, which leads to feelings of loneliness, and his main issue is that he has loneliness. So that's what he's stressed out about. That's number 1. Now you can think of something that you're stressed out about. It should be maybe more than 4 on an intensity scale from 0 to 10. So that's number 2, is you give it a rating. And that's just to identify the effectiveness of your tapping. So let's say Bob has loneliness, and the intensity of his loneliness is 8 out of 10, because he's really lonely. He feels like shunned, he feels like people are rejecting him, and he has all these thoughts going on in his head around this issue. But we're being really specific, and Bob is right now, he's experiencing a lot of loneliness. That's his most pressing issue. He's MPI. So you give it a rating, and now you can give your stress a rating. So maybe you picked, I feel stressed out because I'm aging. Yeah, I feel stressed out because this person hasn't replied to my message. I feel stressed out because life is happening to me and I feel like I have no control. That's a stressor. Or you have too much at work. Once you pick your issue, give it a rating from 0 to 10. Preferably more than 4. How strong is it? 0 is the least intense, 10 is the most intense possible. Number 3 is you craft your setup statements. And let me just double check that that is indeed number 3. And yes, I was right. So you craft your setup statement. And I talked about this already. The setup statement is something that we use while tapping on the karate chop point. And we use it to tell ourselves that we're loved, even if we have this issue. So Bob's setup statement might be, even though I feel this loneliness because I have 2 long arms, I choose to love and accept myself. Or just, even though I feel this loneliness, I choose to love, accept, and acknowledge myself. You're telling your subconscious mind that it's okay to feel this way while you're calming the stress response and creating this physiological reaction of relaxation by tapping on this point. Number 4, you tap through the sequence. You tap from the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye, all the way to the top of the head, while you have a statement. And in the beginning, what we do is we do something called truth tapping, and these first 2 rounds of tapping, so 1 round is all these 8 points, and in the truth tapping, what we do is we basically just tell the truth of our story. We tell the truth of how we're feeling. So for Bob, it might be, you know, all this loneliness. He just has this reminder phrase like, I feel so lonely. And then he might have other thoughts around it like, I'm unlovable, my arms are too long, I'm not good enough, right? And then a lot of feelings come up as you're tapping, so you're calming the stress around these feelings. The more specific you are about your issue, the better. So you can have a statement, just figure out a statement for yourself now that you can have as the setup statement. Like, even though I feel the stress at work, I choose to love and accept myself. The fourth step, tapping through the points, truth tapping, you just tell your story, and you can have a reminder phrase such as this stress at work. What's important though is that we're focusing on the actual stress, the sensation in the body, and not the words. The words are not that important as much as they're pointing to the truth of your experience right now. And the reason for that is because the calming response happens inside the body. It happens at the level of sensation. It doesn't happen in your mind. It does happen in your mind, but only physiologically, not on the level of thought. And I hope that makes sense. You do 2 rounds of tapping like this. When you're done, we start by saying positive affirmations. In this tapping meditation, we will be doing that as well. So, in Bob's case, he might be saying, I am loved, I am enough, I'm not alone, I'm in solitude, you know, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I can do it by myself. I am loved, I am supported, I have all my friends and family around me, I love myself, you know, all these affirmations. So once we clear out the shitty stuff, like flushing it down the drain, we can replace it with something good stuff. The final step, that's number 6, is we give it another rating. And you check in with the stress that you felt in the beginning, and you give it a rating. Are you still stressed about the issue at work, or is it a little bit less? And you keep on tapping until you find a stress level that feels manageable to you. So maybe in the beginning, maybe the stress will go up because you're moving the energy, you're giving attention to it, you're allowing it to flow. And that's just temporary, so you just breathe through that. And then eventually, you get to the point where the stress just flows away. And you can feel calm while thinking about the stress. All right, so let's get started with a tapping meditation. All right, so I invite you to, and again, I'm just going to repeat the basic recipe actually. So give it, pick your issue, give it a rating, setup statement, tap through the points, telling the truth, tap through the points, using affirmations, and then finally giving it another rating. And you don't need to remember this at all, but this is what you can use if you want to do it on your own. And you don't even have to do it this way. This is just the way that the founder of tapping designed it as being a really simple way to do it. So let's do a quick tapping meditation to release stress and overwhelm using this formula. All right, so I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Receive the breath. Now think about your stressful issue. Notice where it happens in your body. Like for me, I'm feeling stressed out that there's someone else in the house and I feel like I'm making too much sound. Whatever it is for you, start by tapping on the karate chop point. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed. If you need to look at the points, then you can open them. Even though I feel the stress, and please repeat after me. I choose to love and accept myself. Remember to breathe deeply. Even though I feel the stress, I choose to love, honor, and accept myself right now. Even though I feel the stress, and it's so overwhelming, I gave it a rating, and it's really high. It's time to let the stress go, and it's time to love and accept myself even with this stress. It's okay to have this stress. Taking a deep breath, and begin by tapping on the eyebrow and tune into your own issue. So I'm using very specific, general language. You can replace it with your own words. Tapping on the eyebrow, all this stress, side of the eye, all the stress in my body, under the eye, the stress. Allow yourself to feel the stress in your body. Don't just think about it, but feel it. Maybe I've been avoiding feeling the stress, and now it's time to start feeling it, so I can let it go. Tapping on the collarbone point. All the stress about this issue. Tapping under the arm. The stress. Top of the head. All this freaking stress and overwhelm. It's so hard. Tapping on the eyebrow. I wish I could let this stress go. Side of the eye. It's been so hard. Notice in your body what happens. Stay tuned into your own body. Under the eye. Notice that your system starts to calm down a little bit. All this stress. Allowing myself to feel it under the nose. Under the mouth. Feeling all the stress in my body now. Collarbone point. But it's so hard. When you say these words, say it from your heart. You truly mean it. If it's hard for you, you truly mean it. It's so hard for me. Allow whatever emotions are coming up to come up. I feel a bit of sadness right now. Under the arm. It's so difficult to feel this stress. I don't want to have to go through this. Top of the head. But I am. And I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself right now. Take a deep breath. Sit with yourself for a few moments. How are you feeling in your body? Is the stress higher, lower? If it's lower, feel the relief. If it's higher, just know that the more you tap, the lower it's going to get. So, beginning again, tapping on the eyebrow point. We're going to do 2 rounds of positive affirmations now. It's time to let go of the stress. It's time to let go of this overwhelm, side of the eye. under the eye. And obviously you don't need to repeat when I say the tapping points. You don't need to repeat when I use words to guide you. You can repeat the words that you feel are most appropriate to you. Okay, so tapping under the eye. Releasing the stress from every cell in my body. All this stress and overwhelm that I'm feeling. Tapping under the nose. It's time to let it go. Under the mouth. It feels so good to let it go. Hallelujah, baby. Baby, baby, can I get a hello? There. Repeat what you feel appropriate. Tapping on the collarbone point. I can replace the stress and overwhelm with feelings of trust. Because I know that everything will work out in the end. Under the arm. Because it always has. And the proof of that is that I'm here in this moment. Things have always worked out for me. I've always been taken care of, top of the head. And this too shall pass. I will feel better. And I'm feeling a little bit better already. Tapping on the eyebrow. I choose to feel really good about this. I choose to feel, side of the eye, I choose to feel like I'm really able to relax. Under the eye, I choose to allow myself to relax. Under the nose, to let this stressful issue go. Under the mouth, letting this issue go now. It's time to calm my body, to train my nervous system, and to teach it that it's safe to relax. It's safe to feel calm, it's safe to release this stress. Collarbone point. Part of me might have believed that I need to feel stressed in order to get things done. But I know that that's not true. Maybe I can feel relaxed, at ease, while still getting a lot of things done. I'd like that. Under the arm, feeling calm and relaxed and safe. Top of the head. I trust in the process of life unfolding. Gently stop tapping, taking a deep breath. So notice how you're feeling now, as opposed to when you started. Give the stress in your body, when you think about your issue, give it a rating from 0 to 10. Notice what else shifted in your body. Maybe you felt the stress in your heart and now you're feeling it in your belly. That's energy moving, and that's progress. That means that something's shifting. Maybe you felt anger and now you're feeling sadness. That also means that you're releasing layers of stuff that you don't need, that is holding you back. That's holding back your true energy and true potential. We don't want that. We want you to step into your power and to stand in your full, true power and potential. That's what we want for you. So, noticing any insights that you might have had as well. You might want to write that down. Maybe you realize, like, oh yeah, I actually believe that I need to be stressed in order to get things done. And that's a really common belief. Let's see if you can open yourself to the possibility of being relaxed and enjoying life at the same time. So I hope this was of value to you. You can always go back to this meditation again and again. And you can go back to the beginning. If you still feel like there's a lot of stress, you can keep tapping on your own, or you can start this meditation again and see what happens. See if you can trust the process. There may also be, things that are blocking you from actually releasing the stress. Like maybe you believe, part of you believes like this is nonsense, this is not working, and then that is actually affecting the effectiveness of this. If you believe that it's working, it will work better for you than if you believe that it won't. So I invite you to give it a chance, and if it worked for you, please send me an email. Let me know. I love you. Lots of love. Thank you for watching. Peace.